Yes, guys. Hope everyone is good. Yep, new setup. This isn't complete. Trust me, I've got about 3 parts of my desk that are not in this flight yet. This monitor is currently on bubble wrap, and the setup behind will look completely different in a day or two. So, yeah, busy days. Need to get this one out there. Let's get into it. Pre-season review. Let's go through it. What's good? What's bad? What still needs to happen? What does it tell us? Let's go. We will get to individuals, but first, the overall performance. How I rated them in terms of what I saw from Leeds United. The first game against Harrogate, so we start off the pre-season from the games we could watch, and I think regardless of the opponent, regardless of you know that around the game, it was obviously a different way of playing in there. There was a lot more intensity, there was a lot more aggression, there was a lot more purpose in the pass. Now people always talk to me about it, so the opposition you're playing, of course, you play harder opposition. It's about the mannerisms. It's about what each individual is trying to achieve, right? When you go into prison, you're doing it for yourself. You're working on yourself as a side. And we were trying different things. We're trying more forward passes, trying to be more direct. We're trying to move the ball quicker. At times in that game, we were pressing more. And all these things excited me. A great start. I give it a 6 out of 10 because, again, it was the first game. You were playing a bad opponent. You can't give yourself an amazing rating, but concentrating on yourself, I think it was an excellent start. And again, you went to the Hanover game, the excitement grew. More of a similar opposition to the lower end championship sides that you'll play this season. Decent side who've actually won their first game in the Bundesliga. And what stood out for me, you see the key words at the bottom, is the aggression. And that became a constant theme. The aggression in pre-season. One of the biggest things I've noticed about this side, the aggression is increased. And that comes from, of course, the manager instilling this. A lot of us mentioned it last year. Loads of people did. We were not aggressive enough. We weren't mean enough. We weren't arrogant enough towards the opposition in times. We're too nice. We've not been that. We're aggressive. We've been fouling deep if we have to. We're just generally being more aggressive. Ampadu is leading that line. For sure, he's a lot more aggressive. The press in Hanover, 7 or 8 times we actually won it really high up in dangerous areas. Really impressed me. To get a press right, I don't think it's as simple as running hard at someone. No. To get a press right is difficult. It takes some time to work on. Even then, one person in a press isn't 100% on it, or doesn't understand when the press is happening. That ruins the entire thing, and suddenly there's spaces everywhere because then other people are trying to press, but they're only pressing by themselves because someone's let them down. To get it on that early in pre-season, how effective the press was, really impressed me. Of course, that was the game Aronson came back as well. Some really good signs from him. Rothwell as well grew in that game and was really impressed. There's a lot of things in these games that I really liked. Schalke game, not as high intensity or as aggressive. I don't think that was necessarily a Leeds situation. I think that was more of a game situation. The way Schalke play, and they did tend to go more direct to the wingers and then play off flick-ons and counters. And that leads to a scrappy game. We weren't great on the ball at times in that game, but we did show, especially in certain areas for 20-minute periods, was a real knack to get the ball forward quickly into dangerous situations to the front players. Matteo Joseph and Bogle connected again. I was overall impressed with that game. There's a lot you need to improve from that game, but there's also a lot I liked. And it's about seeing patterns. In the final game, literally, as recording this yesterday, against Valencia, I've had that air of positivity around it because of the previous games. Of course, Teo Joseph, Georgie Rutter, these guys in that game were unplayable. And those are the guys that are going to be a huge difference for us this season. Crowd was back. All the players were back. A good opposition, by the way, mid-table, higher mid-table in La Liga last season. Is the second best ranked league in the world. They're a good opposition. And we were the better side. And even in times when they had the ball in the second half, against Schalke, who did get through 3 or 4 times and probably should have scored more. Against Valencia, there was not really a time in the game where they got through. In fact, you managed to rattle a lot of their players. And that's down to frustrating players, it is. That's down to even just, again, that aggressiveness, just saying little things to them, little kicks, little things like that, little grabs. And it worked. And that's where I saw the side of Ampadu was constantly talking to the ref. He's dyed his hair blonde and he has the slim shade has come out of even Ampadu. So I'm liking it. I'm liking what he's doing. There's context to it, of course. But I'm liking what he's doing. And that's it. So in terms of performance, look at last year, and there was good signs last year in pre-season. There were. It was never complete. It was always changing. A lot of the squad was always different. Never quite had a real identity. We don't want to play a strong identity. We have a strong identity, and it's them words down there. Press, ball speed. The way in which you move the ball is much quicker. There's less hesitation. Less hesitation. That's key when you're getting the ball from one end to when you're trying to break anything down. Getting the ball from there to there quicker is easier. That's through pass detail and movement, which you move the ball, and understanding, less hesitation, and movement off the ball. Although it's still got work to go, obviously, movement off the ball is so much better. I'll get into that with the individuals. And the overall aggressiveness. I love it. I love it. Surprises and worries. And let me just. So, worries isn't necessarily 2 players you can see. Worries isn't something that I'm going, these are bad. Just certain context to the game that you need to understand where, it's not ideal, right? I'll start with them. I'll start with Joe Perot. Now, Joe Perot's had good moments this preseason, he has, and I'll come back to that constant thing. The same single thing is his goal scoring ability. He'll do that. Whether he plays bad inside, whether he doesn't work in a side, guy scores goals. He can do that. He has a natural ability of doing it. He hits the ball hard at the net and he'll score goals. For me, and look, this will obviously depend on minutes, I'm convinced he'll get over 10 goals this season again. He'll get similar tally to last year, maybe slightly less if he plays less. Maybe he'll play more. I say concern me because, again, he's not changed necessarily in terms of the way he's playing for Leeds United. He's still the same type of player. He doesn't look any different. And that is a concern because the players around him have stepped up. Georgina Rutter, Teo Joseph, you got Aronson back, Nonto's playing well. These players have stepped up, push you down the pecking order. That is a concern. Joe Perot, if he wants to get back in that contention or back at the top of that list, he has to start showing the manager that. And clearly, the other guys who I've mentioned can score goals. Need more. Need more there. But regardless of that, having Joe Perot there as an option for me is excellent. At this level, it's ridiculous. He would get in most championship sides fairly easily. Trust me. He's really good at Swansea. He had big moments for us last season. Great option to have. And Max Vober, and this is more for a different perspective. You've got to appreciate Max Vober is weeks behind most of these players in pre-season, so he's not going to be sharp as it can be. The problem is Max Vober isn't getting in the side. He's not starting over Rodon and Strauch. It isn't. And I hope that doesn't cause they're always looking for a way out because then there's no commitment and then that gets too late in the window where you're thinking he's going to stay and then you're a centre-back down and a good centre-back down and then you're scrabbling to try and find another one because we need depth in that position and we don't have it. Max Vober goes. But from someone who played well and a good season in the Bundesliga last year to being on the bench in the Championship, can't be happy with that. And it could be, even if he works hard, he's still not guaranteed to play because Pascal and Rodon are very good together. It's definitely where he's in terms of role at the club and where he sees himself. If I was him and the season I had in the Bundesliga last year, I'd be wanting to start. And I wouldn't want to be at a club in the Championship, respectfully. Taking your fan hat off as a neutral. I wouldn't want to be at a club in the Championship if I'm not starting. What would be the point? I could play in the Bundesliga and play every week. It's a better league than the Championship. The third best league in the world. So, I hope that gets dealt with. I hope they know where they are. I don't want that to become a problem. surprises, and surprise is again a loose term because I'm not surprised necessarily by Joe Rothwell. You see the scout report. I always thought he'd be a good option for us, and that's what he's proven to be. What Joe Rothwell is a very smart and honest player. You know what I mean? He's not a player who try kind of audacious things endlessly. He knows what he's good at. He's effective at doing it. That's perfect for a squad player. Perfect. When I say squad player, that's not disrespectful. He's a very top squad player who could start because he's good enough. People don't think he is. And context being applied. But I've been really impressed with Joe Rothwell. And when he's played, and that's it, he's not played every game, every minute, but when he's been on the pitch, I've been impressed. He's come on. Forward impetus, I can never say that word. Forward decisions he makes, to be aggressive going forward. We've seen a little bit of him driving, but still not as much as people were telling me in the comments that he does all the time. Predominantly, a lot of his forward passing has been excellent. His lofted balls out to the wing have been really good. The detail and the speed of the pass is excellent. His overall retention of the ball is brilliant. He's a very, very good squad option who can always trouble the starters or be a starter himself. So will be consistently up there. I like that. Very impressive him. Charlie Crew deserves a little bit of an honourable mention. Again, kind of similar. When he's played, it's been less than Rothwell. He's done everything he needs. He's come on and done his job. A really good young talent there. Certain movements and certain little shimmies and rotations and little things he does that makes you think, yeah, this guy's real deal. The way he moves around the pitch, doesn't look nervous, he looks calm. It's big pressure. So fair play to Charlie Crew. And Gruev. Gruev surprised me this preseason. I can't lie, people. He has. In that 8 forward role. Very aggressive, and that's what I like. Me, anyway, personally. I prefer a game where Gruev has the ability to be aggressive. He's a fine 6. He'll sit there and do the basic stuff. He'll sweep up well. He'll move the ball. I like him when he's aggressive. I think there's a little more to the player than that. I do. And we saw it. He took it around the keeper and slotted it. It's a great finish. Very calm and composed. Under a press. Gruev is an excellent man-to-man marker. Under a press, he's aggressive. He'll do his job in the press. Consistently. Very impressed with Gruev. I like that little role for him. And again, it's a good option in there. Very good option. Now for the fun bit. Now for the good bit. Reasons to be excited. Got these 3 in here. I'll talk about Ampadu first. Because if I'm being honest, the first 2 games, I don't think Ampadu had his best. Don't. The games in Germany, I mean. I think at times he was a little sloppy on the ball, a little slow on the ball. Made the wrong decisions, gave too many fouls. A bit needless. Against Valencia, he showed the real calmness to that and a real decisive captaincy for me that game. He really did. He led like a leader. He was aggressive, he was angry, but in a good way. He got the ball, he made 3 or 4 tackles and got the ball on every single one of them. He made 1 or 2 fouls, got involved in tussles, got his face grabbed because he annoyed someone. He had their front 2 on absolute strings. He's always talking to the ref. Like I said, his Slim Shady's come out of him, so this is a guy who is relishing being captain of Leeds United. But that side of it didn't affect his performance. But if going off the Valencia game, it hasn't. And look, everything's about finding your sharpness, finding your role, finding your responsibility in the team. Even Ampadu, as well as the new captain of Leeds United, is a key cog in how we play. So we need him full on it every game. He's given the armband. He's stepping up to the plate. We need that performance to continue. And these 2 guys, I mean, look, speaking about Mateo Joseph, when he was in 21s actually, there's videos out there where I was speaking about him before he even made his first team debut. I've always liked him, and the main reason I've always liked him, he wasn't necessarily always the technical player, the biggest, brightest spark on the pitch. It was always a player who obviously worked extremely hard. Who was so willing to learn and improve. And this is testament to what's happening right now. He looks a complete different player to even last season. Physically, he looks a lot bigger. For all the critics of he should have played last year, he looks different now. This is the player that is ready. Play 46 games in Championship. This is the one. He's scoring goals. He's been aggressive. You know, there's still improvements there, which is excellent. Obviously, there's improvements. Still think away from the box, his decision making's a little confused at times. That is something you'll work on deeper. You can hold the ball up, but it's about what does he do with it when he's not in that position, you know? Around that box and his movement off the ball, find space. His finishing has been unbelievable. And there will be a video on Mateo. Don't worry, it's coming very soon. But he's been, what a player. What a player. He's ready. He's ready. He is. And Georgie. Favourite player, obviously. The guy that just makes me smile, reminds me of Ronaldinho, you know. The flair player. Again, slower start to pre-season in the sense that he had moments in every game, because of course he will. A little quieter. What Georgie's done, and what the coaching staff, Daniel Farker, team have done, has found the role for Jorginho. What stood out in that Valencia game is where he picked the ball up. The problem last year was Chris Somerville. When he got the ball, you knew for the most part he was going to get it out wide. Very wide on the left. It's great. That did become predictable. We found a role for Jorginho where we did it in the first half. Real wide. Just drop wide. Hit the ball up. Run his defender. Then 2 or 3 times the ball's come through the middle. Between the lines. Then between the centre backs and the centre mids. In that pocket. And Jorginho's there. And he's in and he's turning. He's running at them. One pass. The decision now, or the movements he makes, means there's more than one option for one player. It's not predictable. The amount of times he's destroyed left backs this season, drifting into that right position. This is the key part about saying he's a winger, is this. I can't stress this enough, people. Jorginho Rutter is a free soul. He works the best in a system that allows fluidity at the front 3 or front 4. That's what he's got right now. I said, didn't I? Build a team around him. We are doing that. Really impressed me. That goal was absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable finish. And I hope he stays, because he is, and like I've been saying about this guy, he's different profile. There's no one like him in this league. Nobody. Not even close. He will be the reason we go back to the Premier League. We all will. But he will be one of the biggest reasons why. Yeah, people, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, everyone else, I thought Nanto's been sharp. You know, Rodon's improved a lot in pre-season. The fullbacks have been really good. Really like their roles. But anyone else, you guys, let me know what you guys think about pre-season. Are you happy with it? There's still transfer business to be done. We have just lost Somerville. That needs a replacement. Could that be Hansen? I hope so. That'd be good to see a player like that come in. One I've been talking about, in the scout reports on my channel about a month ago on a video. So yeah, replacements are needed, backups are needed, fullback, obviously a winger, a number 8 for me. Those 3 key positions. I didn't mention James DeBio, who's impressed me as well. But yeah, there we go. Let me know what you guys think. This will be different, hopefully, the next time I record. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon.